YouTube. Doc's Motorcycle Service. Rah. Welcome back to the garage. In this little sidebar video, we're going to talk about lighting. And you might say, well, lights ain't important. I don't need no stinking lights. Well, some of you out there say, well, I don't need no stinking brake. All I need is the throttle. Well, at least they used to say that. When you're working on a project, it's really nice to have the modern day expensive good tools like Snap-on and Napa, and to have the best this and the best that, and the pneumatic lifts and all these things in your garage that make you look special. When you go to work on something, you've got the best of the best of the best of the best, sir. Some of you know where that came from. But guess what? If you can't see what you're doing, none of that other crap makes a difference. Right quick, check out the Facebook page. That's all I got to say about that. Me, at 53, one of my largest frustrations on any project is being able to see when I need to get in there and my head's blocking the light. I got a ton of flashlights around here. I got flashlights that have magnetic bottoms on them. I got flashlights that'll hang upside down. I got flashlights that'll sit right here, that light up like this, and go like that, and hang like that, and sit like this. If they can't get light where I'm working, it's very frustrating. And I'm going to tell you that if you can't see what you're doing, you're not going to want to do it. Walked out to the garage Saturday morning, 2-3 weeks ago, and 2 4-foot long, 2-bulb fluorescent shop lights, and one of the bulbs was burnt out. You think, okay, well, yeah, bulbs burn out, and it never fails. About once every year, maybe once every 2 years, one of these bulbs burn out, and they're fluorescent bulbs, and I'm pretty sure they're probably made for indoor use, but we use them in the garage. The lighting's okay. So walked out that Saturday morning, 2 of them were out. I was right in the middle of a project. I look over at Linda. I said, Linda, it's time to replace these lights. And Linda went, bam. We sat down and we sat down first and did some internet research. The research led me to LEDs. Now, I'm a big fan of LEDs, okay? I've used LEDs in a lot of different applications. We researched putting an LED bulb into a fluorescent lamp. Taking out the fluorescent bulb, putting in an LED bulb into that fixture, and calling it good. And the prices were okay. But the thing that bothered me, and I really had a hard time understanding this, and I couldn't get anybody, even at the big box store, to explain it to me, was that the LED bulb that replaced the fluorescent bulb put off the same amount of lumens. In other words, this LED, which by definition in automotive, truck, locomotive, industrial, makeup, ice cream, where you buy your ice cream at your food store, every one of them LEDs was brighter, except for the LED that I wanted to put in my garage. Didn't make much sense. So I did a little bit more research and decided to go put my hands on stuff. So me and Linda headed up to the big box store, and Linda's giving me instructions from behind the camera. I'm sure all of you with a wife can appreciate that. So we took off to a big box store, and I was kind of already frustrated. But we got there and we actually found a guy, and we told him what I wanted to do. And at this point, I had a fluorescent 2-bulb fixture on this side of the garage, and I had one on this side. And outside of the light that was in the garage door opener, that's all the light we had out here. And I told him, I said, what I would really like to do is do some zone lighting. I was like, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm at, this is where I spend most of my time. And we dug into it, and sure enough, he confirmed that those LED snap-in bulbs gave off the same amount of lumens that a fluorescent bulb does. Now, they did have a longer, they would burn longer than the fluorescent bulb, but they weren't really any brighter, and I wasn't going to pay the extra money for them. So he says to me, let's walk over here and let me show you what I got. And this is what we ended up with. I am not going to mention this light by name, but the important part is that it is 5,000 lumens. Okay, now it will tell you that this light is 2.2 inches high and 23.2 inches long. That's about 2 foot. All right, and it's got 4 LEDs in it. I'm getting 5,000 lumens out of this fixture, where I was only getting, I think, 1,600 out of the other fixture. And boy, can I use that. And this particular brand comes with very cool features. It has a motion sensor on it, and they are linkable. Motion sensor. This light fixture here allows you to do one of two things. It allows you to plug it into a wall where you have an on and off switch that turns it on. And that's the way we used to turn the lights on in the garage. I had a light fixture over here with a switch on it. When I flipped it on, those 2 shop lights went on, and they stayed on until I turned them off. I have it plugged into the back, and I'll show you this when we get there. I have it plugged into the power outlet in the ceiling that the garage door motor plugs into, and it has a motion sensor on it. So you can tone it down to 2 minutes. If it doesn't find any motion in 2 minutes, it cuts off. And the max is 12 minutes. And it'll stay on for 12 minutes every time it gets motion. The other thing is that it's linkable. You have the cord coming out of one end, but you have a plug on the other end, just like Christmas lights. So wherever you put these things at, you can just plug one into one, into one, into one, all the way around. Then, if you choose to plug it into an outlet that's controlled by an on and off switch, when you turn it on, they're all on, and you turn the motion sensor off. So now they're on until you flip it off again, or you leave the motion sensor on and just let them pick up. We wasn't sure how we were going to like that motion sensor in the beginning, but I'm telling you something, Hoss, it works. So there's a lot of pluses to the LEDs. So now we're going to take, no, I'm not going to show you how to install these things, because I'm not going to show you how to climb a ladder. That's on you, because if you fall and break your neck, then you're going to sue me and go, "Dang old doc over there didn't do a climbing the ladder 101 class, so it's my fault, or it's his fault I fell and busted my leg." But what I can tell you is, and I'll show you pictures of this, they hang from the ceiling one of 2 ways. You can either put a flush mounted screw at the proper distance with the head poked off the wall or wherever a little bit, and then put them up and slide them in and lock them in there, or they can hang from the ceiling by chains, and then you can adjust that. You can put a longer chain. They come with maybe a 2-foot chain, but you can buy a longer chain and drop them down closer to where you are. So what we did was we put one right over Donna, we put one right over the bench, we put one right down the middle of the garage, and there's one right above the garage door. Now, I had some concerns about putting it above the garage door because we're always out here with the garage door open. That's true. But we're also coming into the cooler part of the year where this garage door will be closed. So now I've got pretty much 5 zones of lighting. Back, front, side, and middle from the LED in the garage door motor. So, oh, one other thing I want to show you. Bam! Little tech tip here. You may not know what these are, but as you'll see in the picture where I'm plugging these in, or the way I have them plugged in right now, it is a 2 outlet. In other words, it'll take 2 things plugged in there at one time. I can use this, plug it in, and get 6 things plugged in there at one time. The cool part about that is if that outlet was controlled by a on and off switch, then if I had 6 of these plugged in, when I turn the switch on, all 6 of them coming on. So tech tip, mental tip. Tech tip, improve your lighting. It's going to help you. Mental tip, if you can see what you're doing better, you're going to be less frustrated. If you're less frustrated, you're more likely to keep trying to fix it when you run into dead ends or roadblocks. I'm telling you, you got to be able to see what you're going to see. So there's my little sidebar on lighting for the garage. If you can, improve your lighting, but do investigate what you're getting. I'm not telling you to buy this brand of light, okay? I'm not endorsing it. I gave a small review on it, but I will tell you that I'm happy with it so far. I'm happy with the way it has performed so far. So 6 months from now, we'll see how they're doing. Other than that, YouTube, as always, subscribe to the channel, leave some comments, leave some criticism if you want to. Check out the Facebook page, getting a few comments over there, some activity over there. Leave a comment, leave a criticism. I'll respond to everything. Don't be a ride safe, handle your business, save some money, and